properties. What's going on, people, and welcome to another episode of the Series X podcast. Yeah, that's right, guys. There was a little bit of silence there because I had to go back and make sure the properties were set at default for the audio. Oh, the updates on the computer, OBS just goes right back to default and everything like that. What is going on, people? I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of interesting things to talk about today. So shout out to the chat. Yo, I see Invader Gaming here. What is going on? Mizzle, what is up, brother? Killer Scorpion is here. Matt Burns, what is up, brother? Valorian, Mr. Glass, Tool Man. Oh man, we got a bunch of people here. What is up, people? It is good to see so many Xbox gamers in the building today. Guys, before we get started, I didn't do it yet. I'm going to do it right now. I got to hit that thumbs up button. Yo, hit that thumbs up button. Share the stream out. Share the show out. Let the Xbox gamers out there know that there is a place that they can go and talk about nothing but Xbox. That's right, guys. This show is nothing but Xbox. No console wars. No mentions of any other platforms by name. Just Xbox. And I absolutely love doing this show. And of course, I do have a partner in crime. It is time to introduce that man right now. The elusive gamer, a.k.a. Jamie Moran. What is up, bro?
Hey, man. Happy to be here. And look, we've got a lot of games to talk about because the news this past week, pretty much all game related, except the Discord thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We had the Idea Xbox Showcase, which decided I was going to stream, and then I didn't know what the format was. And once I saw the format, I'm like, man, I can't put my subscribers and my followers and through that like 4.5 hours. But we will get into that, and of course Discord as well. Another hot topic, man. It's been crazy. Yo, Jamie, like, not for anything, there's a certain buzz going around Xbox right now, whether it's acquiring studios, whether it's the whole Discord thing, whether how good, Game Pass is getting or has gotten and is getting even better. Jamie, there is a lot of buzz around Xbox right now, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all positive energy for Xbox because, like, in my feed recently, I'm seeing a lot of more people being able to get like Xbox Series X and S's. So there's more consoles out in the wild. It's constant Xbox news, and I think that's the thing a lot of us are noticing is that every single week it's just new Xbox news. Like we're not having to wait weeks or months in between news, and it's a good time because it's interesting. Like Xbox, they're keeping us on our toes. They're buying studios, they're buying Discord next apparently, and we get a bunch of new stuff coming to Game Pass. It's all good. It's all good. Despite the whole format thing of the Twitch thing, it's all good.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. And yo, shout out to Mr. Glass in the chat who finally got his Series X. Yo, shout out to you, bro. I hope you are enjoying it. At least the people on my friends list that I know that have an X absolutely love the thing. I have an S, and I gotta say, the Series S is a little powerhouse, bro. Can't believe some of the visuals and stuff that are coming off of this box right now. But yeah, Jamie, why not get into it? Let's start with the Idea Xbox show, man. Just this past week, it was the 26th, so basically 2 days ago. We had the Idea Xbox showcase. Now, for people who don't know, ID stands for Independent Developer. So what we were looking at was indie games coming for the Xbox. Now, I'm going to address the elephant in the room real quick, Jamie, and then I want to hear your thoughts on this, because I thought this was going to be kind of like a 1 hour bam, 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 throwing games out there type, stream. Now, come to find out, it was Xbox in collaboration with Twitch, and the format, it was a 4.5 hour stream with like 3 3-minute breaks scattered in between it, and a bunch of like Twitch streamers interviewing developers. Jamie, I gotta ask, man, when it comes to that showcase, what did you think about the idea, how they did it, the format that they did it, and everything like that? Like, I had people saying that, well, some people like those interviews, and I'm like, yeah, for certain games, man, but to me, they picked some really random games to kind of go in an interview on. But what was your thought process on how this show was like constructed, put together? Was it what you were thinking it was going to be, bro?
Whoever formatted that show looked at Zack Snyder's Justice League and thought, I'm going to beat that. Because over 4 hours long of like game reveals and like dev talk, and the problem is the answer was staring us in the face the whole time. Twitch event. No one really actually thought, it's going to be a Twitch style thing where it's just going for hours, because Twitch streamers, they do this thing where they entertain over hours and hours and hours. And that's the Twitch thing.
Yeah.
But I think as people that consume YouTube and consume YouTube events, we were expecting a showcase. And that's not what we got. And I think that's pretty much like Microsoft shouldn't have done the Twitch style thing, but at the same time, we should have noticed the Twitch logo and thought, they'll do it that way. I don't think game reveals and game announcements and Game Pass announcements suit the whole Twitch thing. I think everyone's reaction was like, really? 4 hours? Really?
Yeah, for real.
Really? Question mark. And it just doesn't suit game reveals and stuff. And the problem is that whenever there was a game shown on screen, we didn't know, was it coming to Game Pass day one? When's it coming out? And we found out a lot of this stuff later on, either in the blog post on Xbox Newswire or by the developers. And the thing is, I don't know if it's someone from Twitch, because it was a partner with Twitch program. So I don't know if it was like on Twitch's side, but like the thing is, I don't watch Twitch streamers for hours and hours and hours. Like, I'll pop in, I'll watch 20 minutes or something, and I'll go on to something else. I don't consume Twitch content. That's me. But the thing is, I consume game events and streams and stuff, and it's like, it just doesn't suit. The format just does not work with these types of games announcements. And we had these Twitch streamers talking to developers. So if I were to do this, I would have had all of the trailers go up, one after another during an Xbox-style showcase, and I would have had the interviews on the ID at Xbox YouTube channel afterwards. Because sitting through developer talk, I like doing that sometimes, but it was like the pacing was just all off. It was trailer, dev talk for 20 minutes. And then, the problem is Twitch streamers, they act excited about everything all the time.
Dude, I was yo Jamie, I was calling them out on this, like when they did like the whole kind of like cooking simulator thing. I was like, really, are you really that excited about this? I was, oh man, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like, after seeing the event over, I have a lot of good things to say about the game shown. Yes. It's just the format doesn't work. And the problem is Twitch streamers, they have to entertain for 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. So they act super excited over the simplest thing. Oh, look, something shiny. And they'll like, be super hyped. And it's like, you can't get hyped about a cooking simulator like that on stream. You just can't. But that's what Twitch streamers do. They have to act like that. It's like, look at Dr. Disrespect, right? He's super over the top 24/7. And that's why people watch.
Yeah.
And that doesn't suit game announcements and reveals and stuff.
Although it would have been nice to have him on there for reveal. Like that would have they didn't have Dr. Disrespect on there, right? No. He moved on from Twitch anyway.
Yeah, he got sacked off Twitch for.
Well, I said it the nice way, brother. I said he moved on. You know what I'm saying? They parted ways. Yeah.
He's doing big numbers on YouTube now, so I don't think he's crying.
No.
But like the whole Twitch thing, it just doesn't suit. Like Microsoft, like the game shown. I love the game shown. We had a bunch of JRPGs launching in Game Pass day one, which is awesome. Second Extinction is coming to Game Pass, which we didn't know before. So like all the games shown, we got a bunch of cool stuff coming. It's just the format doesn't work.
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, as soon as I really solidified and found out it was going to be a 4.5 hour stream, with seeing how they were doing things and stuff like that, I could not put my subscribers through 4.5 hours of that. Not only that, like the people on my panel as well, I could not expect them to keep up that energy for 4.5 hours or whatnot. But Jamie, you're right, man. Like, when it came down to the games, though, there was some games that like I'm really hyped about. The first one that comes to mind is Art of the Rally, the PC game, is coming to Game Pass, I believe, right, Jamie? Art of the Rally.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of 22 games that are gonna drop in Game Pass.
Yeah, there's a fishing style like sim thing called Moonglow Bay, which looks pretty cool. That's coming to Game Pass. They just showed a bunch of stuff that looks cool. But again, it's the format. It's like everyone watching these events now, we're watching for two things: is it optimized for next gen, and is it coming to Game Pass day one? And we didn't know either for each game until afterwards. But I mean, hey, I like. The event's over after it went on for about 40 hours. It's all good.
It was a work week.
The thing is, I like the game, Sean, and that's the important part.
No doubt, bro, and that definitely is the important part. So let's get into it again. I will say, I'll give some of my picks in here of games that like really interested me. Now it doesn't mean that. I'm not going to say like all the games that interested me or whatnot, but with seeing the games, I wanted the first ones that kind of come to mind. And Art of Rally is definitely right up there, man. Like that game had me considering buying it on Steam on PC. And you guys know I'm a console gamer. I'm not a PC gamer. There is something about that game that kind of like Micro Machines look. Everybody talking about how the gameplay mechanics are absolutely solid. The way it gives me a vibe of like RC Pro-Am from back in the day. There's just something about that game. I want to get my hands on the controller. I want to play that game. Seeing all the little, classic rally. Was it the Ford RS200? The of course the Subarus, the Mitsubishis. Seeing them in that little kind of like Micro Machine form, man. It's just awesome. What was that? Exo Mecha, I believe. Jamie,
yep.
am I torturing that title?
That's the name.
Yeah, that's another one where when you look at the trailer, you don't even think indie game when it comes to that game. You definitely don't think indie game. Just watching that trailer and seeing the action erupt in that, man. It was just another game that I really want to play. I really want to try out. We didn't see the gunk. Now, Jamie, I'm gonna pick your Xbox kind of like intelligence and research here. Like, is the gunk an indie game?
Yeah,
I was surprised to not see it there.
Yeah, not all the indies we know that's coming to Xbox this year were actually there.
Got you. They did show the Ascent. Stalker 2. Of course, we didn't get like new gameplay, but what they showed with the player models and the weapon models and how detailed they are, really has me like I'm already interested in Stalker 2, but it has me even more excited about it because it looks like the developers are really going in, taking their time, fleshing out detail. That was really cool. Jamie, go ahead and share some of your highlights from what was shown in terms of games, because there was a lot of them. Again, I believe a list of 22 indie games, and that's just this year, right? Am I correct on that? Just this year, 22 indie games coming to Xbox, of course, Series X, Series S. What were some of your game highlights? What were some games that really caught your eye? And I know the Ascent is probably going to be first and foremost here.
Yeah, the Ascent to me looks freaking amazing. It's a cyberpunk RPG. I'm going to be all over that. And plus the 4K 60 FPS trailers on YouTube. Everyone watch it. It looks bloody amazing. Song of Iron was shown again there. Looks fantastic. There was a few RPGs shown, which I think people should keep the eye on. So there's a game coming out in 2022 called Lost Iodines, or however you pronounce the last name. But it's a third-person / tactical medieval RPG. So think Fire Emblem. It's almost exactly the same as Fire Emblem, but realistic graphics.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it looks amazing. So it's called Lost Iodines. It's honestly the graphics like super realistic, but it's a Fire Emblem type game. But we're gonna have that on Xbox, which is cool. There's another RPG coming called Astria Ascending. That's a 2D JRPG, which looks really cool. Cool art style.
I saw that one. Yeah, that one looked cool.
Yeah, and Echo Generation. There's a demo on the store right now. It's kind of a 3D pixel based action RPG. I recommend people give that a go. But Last Oasis. So it's this MMO where everyone has these land ships. There's a trial in the game store right now. Weird game, but pretty cool. What
Is that
else?
the one where the ships with that had like the wheels, but there were legs attached to them, and like they were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Narrator Boy, that got a new trailer. That comes out on the 30th of March. It's kind of an 80s style game, but it looks like it's being played on a CRT TV. That comes to Game Pass in a few days. But yeah, Stalker 2. I mean, look, we didn't get much for Stalker 2. But the graphic fidelity they're going for is bloody realistic. And the thing is, a lot of people look at the term indie and think, oh, it's all pixel games. A lot of the games shown there were pixel games, but there's a few that really stand out. Again, The Ascent, Song of Iron, Stalker 2, Exomecha. The list goes on.
Dude,
but
I'm really excited for Exomecha. Like to see, and there's a grappling hook in there. Like I saw when he grappled over to the gun turret, like on the truck and stuff like that. Like I'm excited for that, bro.
Yeah, and there's a bigger JRPG called Edge of Eternity, which I didn't even know was coming to Xbox, but it's coming to Xbox Game Pass Day 1 this year. All around, pretty cool games coming.
Nice. Now, going back to Stalker 2 real quick, because shout out to our brother Shizno, who he is a moderator here. Shout out to you, brother. He said that Stalker 2 that they showed makes me wonder how far along it really is. And I want to address that with you, Jamie, and kind of get our words out there when it comes to that. Now, I understand what you're saying with that, but I also know that Phil and a few heads over there at Xbox, they're not just Xbox people, they're PC guys as well. Let's be real. And Stalker, the original Stalker, was huge on PC. So they're looking at, I can see them looking at that name and like, you know what, we're gonna do a bigger reveal at a bigger show that we control. That's why I think like they showed what they showed here, and they didn't go all out with like gameplay. I understand your concern with like how far along is it, but don't let that, in my opinion, don't let that like get you to think that it's like in such early development that it's going to take absolute years and stuff like that to come out. I think it's a lot more. It's a lot further into development than you might think from what they showed, and to see those player models and to see those weapon models, I am really excited for how much detail they are putting in that game. So, Jamie, when it comes to Stalker 2, again, they didn't show any new gameplay. I'm thinking about the little snippet like game, in-engine trailers that they were showing and stuff like that before time, plus what they showed here. What do you think? Is there any concern that this game might be like 2-3 years down the line, or do you think that they might be holding it because of its name and the PC community? They might be holding it for their, kind of like summertime show. Dare I say E3 at this point in time, but their bigger summertime show where they show the big dogs, where they pop off the big guns, bro.
Yeah, I think they're saving this for summer. Like, Stalker is a huge game, like especially in Europe on PC. Like, that game was massive. So I think they're just saving it for that event. Plus, I've noticed a trend over the past 6 months that so for years now, people complain about seeing a game years in advance, right? And a lot of people don't like that because we see a logo, we wait a while, the game comes out years later. Okay. But I've noticed ever since December, we getting game announcements of these games. They announced with a CGI trailer and with gameplay, and the game is set to like release within 6 months. So, well, Back for Blood got delayed, but that was announced with gameplay. We get Aliens Fireteam announced with gameplay, releases in summer. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance announced a few weeks ago, and it comes out in June. Necromundo Hired Gun announced a few weeks ago, comes out in June. So I think with Stalker being announced last summer, and they've floated around the number 2021 a bit. I think they're going to announce this like show off gameplay in summer and have it out later in the year, because I mentioned this in my last video. With the world being in the dumpster fire at the minute. Like last year, none of the console manufacturers could launch hardware the way they wanted to. The games weren't there, all the stock wasn't there, so everyone was pretty much in a rut. But now, I think later in the year, all these console manufacturers and graphics card manufacturers are going to use 2021 as a relaunch for these consoles. So I think Microsoft is going to want to have a bunch of big games ready to go in the winter, and Stalker 2 will probably be one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. I might not sign off on the whole kind of like holiday thing, but the funny thing is, being an Xbox fan, I know the first party, really hasn't like kind of really started pushing out what they have to offer yet, right? But I feel like being an Xbox fan, you almost have to think outside of the box with their focus on Game Pass and all that good stuff. Now, normally, I'd be like, well, Stalker 2, yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to put it, release it near Halo and stuff like that. But with that whole Game Pass mechanic in there, I mean, they can release whatever they want to, whenever they want to. They can bunch them up, they can spread them out, and everything just kind of builds up to the quality of that service that they're trying to get everybody into. And believe me, guys, they are trying to get everybody into Game Pass. Okay, like it's a no-brainer to see like the studios that they bought, how many studios, and how many projects are underway, and games in development and stuff. They want you to subscribe to Game Pass, people. But it really it forces you to think outside of the box in these type situations, because normally I'd be like, no, I wouldn't drop Stalker 2 near Halo. I don't want them to clash with each other. But I can see Xbox like, hey, no, it's just another gem in the crown, bro. Just another gem in the crown, and we're just gonna keep pumping them out. So I don't know. It's really interesting, on the Xbox platform right now, and it's really hard to kind of guess what they're gonna do, just because of their kind of like ideology and the way that they're going about, giving to the consumer, giving to the gamer. It's definitely unique within the gaming industry right now. I don't know, Jamie, do you have anything else to say? Like, I did a few segues where I could have went right to Discord, but I'm gonna hold off. I want to know if there's anything else you wanted to share about the Idea Xbox show, or if you want to move on.
I'll mention this quick. Like when the game, I was doing the live stream with Boomstick, and like we got about an hour and a half in, we had to stop because that's just a weird way of like showing game reveals and stuff. But like it made me realize, like, gamers, we get really angry over something that doesn't really matter. So like the games shown were good, the presentation was off. Like that's not what we want. But like the amount of people I saw actively angry online and saying it was the worst thing ever. People were acting over the top. Like Twitter yesterday, like people were just acting ridiculous. I say on Friday, like, chill. Like it's over and done with. Like I've seen people say, I'm going to sell my console. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're doing it for attention and likes. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea to focus on indies at that point in time, Jamie. Like if I were like the head of marketing and stuff, like at least focusing on indies at that point in time, I thought was a great idea, because you just had like the major acquisition when it came to ZeniMax, talking about big titles that gamers know, throughout generations, franchises, stuff like that. You had all that rolled up into the acquisition of ZeniMax with Bethesda, id, Machine. So you had that. So why not bring it back to the indies? And from what I hear from the industry right now, indie developers are absolutely loving the Xbox platform. They're absolutely loving the people that are working at Xbox and kind of like the support that they're getting. So, Jamie, have you heard that as well?
Yeah, developers seem very happy with the output, and like the thing is, like I've noticed this trend of like a game announced and then they'll just immediately mention Game Pass, and it's like I know there's a lot of people scared of this whole Game and Viva subscription thing, right? uh, it's okay for the industry to move on. Like Spotify took off, Netflix, Disney Plus. Like I think it's okay for people to enjoy the spoils of, you know, Game Pass. And the developers are making money. The developers are absolutely making money whenever these games go in there, so no one's losing
they
out.
wouldn't be trying to get the games into Game Pass, especially like day and date and stuff like that, if there wasn't money to be made with that, through that service.
Exactly. Like look at Stalker 2, right? I don't know what the audience is going to be like that on console when that launches, but when it's in Game Pass, people that are subscribed are not really going to say no to downloading it, because I've never understood the concept of I'm subscribed to the service. Should I ask if I should download this? You can download it. There's no risk there because you already subscribed, and like that's an immersive horror sim. We don't get stuff like that on console. So with them, launching it in Game Pass, the developers get money up front, and there's less risk for the developer, and there's less risk for people that would normally go out and maybe buy it or not buy it. And the thing is, we're going to see more companies take up the subscription model, guaranteed. It's just, I think people have to like deal with it. Like it's okay. Like remember on the 360 when later on in the generation when you were able to buy more games digitally, because at first it was just indie games, but then it was almost every single game. And then with the Xbox One generation, it was literally every game you could buy digitally. So I think it's just the industry changing, and it's okay. People can still go out and buy games. Microsoft is still, making discs for their games and stuff. And it's like nothing is stopping people from buying games. It's just an alternate way. And plus, all the people out there that would normally spend $60 a year on one game are now going to spend more and get to play more games. So like I think people just need to chill. I've seen the tweets. I saw it the other day. Someone posted a tweet saying, "Please do not subscribe to Xbox."
Oh, dude,
Game Pass.
that went borderline viral out there.
Yeah,
man.
And it's like, look, there's a saying I came up with: not all clowns wear makeup, right? And the thing is, it's like people telling other people how to spend the money should not be a thing. Hey, everyone listening, subscribe to Game Pass if you want to. Like it should not be a thing of just telling people how to spend the money. You can recommend things, but actively going. And the thing is, these people like try to like get other people to send out that tweet as well. It's like it's kind of pathetic if you think about it. Like let people stop pocket watching for people. Like, and I guarantee you, all these nerds that said this, right? And I'm a nerd, I can call them this. The thing is, all these nerds that said the whole "don't subscribe to Game Pass," I guarantee you, that they subscribe to either Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, or Netflix. Guarantee it. Well, absolutely guarantee it.
Jamie, I think you bring up a good point, because shout out to a few of the YouTubers out there that I do shows with and stuff like that, because one of their things was like they're concerned that a subscription will water down the quality of games as they come out. And by what you just said right there, it got me, like, I finally have an answer to that. Like, I really do, because, even though the developers will get money for their games, right? There's a thing called mindshare. There's a thing called a reputation, all right? And if these developers are putting out half-ass games, even and putting them in Game Pass and stuff like that, getting that revenue up front or whatnot, over time, if they become known as like crappy developers, even if the game is in Game Pass, they're not going to have anybody playing their games. Therefore, they're not going to be invited to the subscription service because of. So I feel like, for people that are going to say that the games will be watered down because of the service, I think you might have to look into it a little bit deeper, because I can see where you're coming from, but if these developers are, start to get known as making like shitty games that aren't finished, that don't, just not good or whatnot, people will not download and play them. Therefore, they don't, they're not doing anything for Xbox or the Xbox gamers by being in Game Pass. Eventually, Xbox will be like, yeah, I don't think these games are working for our system or for our service. Jamie, you see what I'm saying? Like that's a good like kind of like counterpunch to the whole games might be watered down scenario.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, I think a lot of people just like to look at gaming as like one segment of like the market that's doing this right now. It's like we just had Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut, right? Release, right? And that launched on HBO Max in the US. In the UK, if you have just a regular Sky TV subscription, you just had it on TV at like 9 o'clock, like the night it launched. Like, and the thing is, I didn't have to pay an extra bloody penny to watch that. And the thing is, like, people say watered down games. Okay, let's continue that conversation. So one of the biggest hits of the summer, Godzilla versus Kong, well, comes out in a few days. That's going to be one of the best films this year, action-wise. And do you know Netflix put in a bid for that film for $200 million? Oh, so they could broadcast it in the UK and Europe, because the cinemas aren't open here. We don't have HBO Max. So how the hell am I in my house on my arse right now meant to watch Kong versus Godzilla? I can't. But Netflix, they put a bid in, although HBO bloody said no. But it's going to be like a digital renting or whatever in the UK because we don't have HBO. But the fact that Netflix, we're going to bid $200 million to have it on the service for a few months. Like that just goes to show that how much money these these companies are going to put into these services. Like in the US right now, these are the films you have coming to HBO Max, a streaming service where you don't have to pay anything extra. You have the new Suicide Squad, June, Godzilla vs. Kong, Little Things, new Space Jam, The Matrix 4, Judas and the Black Messiah, which looks good. Where is it? Those Who Wish Me Dead, that looks good. The Conjuring. The Conjuring's a huge franchise.
Yeah, I like The Conjuring.
And it's like these films launch day one. I'm jelly, right? I can't subscribe to HBO Max, but I bloody would. And everyone subscribed doesn't have to pay an extra penny. There's watering down gaming isn't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Like, think about this. Like, these big super blockbuster games cost what, $100 million, $150 million? Like,
well, Halo Infinite with the building of the game engine and everything, you're looking at over $500 million for that game.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's a game people are going to buy and play for years.
Yes.
Like Microsoft are making around $100 million per month off Game Pass subscriptions. Like, no one has to worry about games being like watered down, because how is Microsoft buying Bethesda watering down gaming?
Dude, I have no idea. Yeah.
That's just my point.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad we were able to talk about that, because, like, and that's one of the cool things about doing a show with you, Jamie. We get to sit here, even though we're so far away, we get to sit here just one-on-one, with the chat, of course, but and you say things that will spark, spark something in me, and I'm like, yo, we got to dig deeper into that, and that was definitely one of them. So, yo, shout out to Joseph. What is up, brother? He said, mark my words, Microsoft will release Halo Infinite unfinished. Now, Joseph, hit up the chat. I want to know exactly what you mean by unfinished. Do you mean like missing game modes? Do you mean missing online like multiplayer maps? What do you mean by unfinished? Because I want to hear what you want to say.
I want to tackle the Halo thing quick. So early on in the week, I'm doing air quotes for people that can't see me. There was a rumor going around that is Halo going to get delayed. Whenever a rumor like this pop off, I go backwards to see where did the rumor originate, right? You search on Twitter and other social media, and you just have to look where these things started. It was a bloody Reddit post, and someone on YouTube posted a poll saying, "Do you think Halo's going to get delayed again this year?" And people voted yes. And people are taking that poll as fact. A poll voted on by other gamers.
Jamie, let me do you a favor. I'm gonna squash that real quick. Are you ready? And I'm gonna squash it with somebody who knows about the franchise. You ready for this, bro? Was it like within like a week and a half ago, or so, I got to interview Steve Downs again. For people who don't know, he is the voice of Master Chief. And again, shout out to Four Guys with Quarters. Shout out to my boy Clowns. I was able to interview him a couple years back through Four Guys as well. And they brought me back for the second interview. And one of the things was, as he was talking about the development of Halo Infinite. And I'm not sure how many people caught that, but he's pretty much stated that it is moving along and definitely in line for its November release. And I caught that, and I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, did anybody hear that bomb just drop? Like, he gave the month for the release? Like, no, and I'm like, yo, nobody caught that. But straight from the Master Chief's mouth himself, November this year, brother. What do you think about that?
That's when it's coming out. Like, I said the whole relaunch thing of the consoles this year. I don't mean Microsoft and all these other companies going, oh, look, these new consoles are out. It's like, if you drop in Halo, and the thing is, you have to look, Microsoft in the past like to use the term holiday lineup, right? They want to have as many people buying Xboxes this year and Halo, right? Halo is a staple in the Xbox, right? So they're going to want this launch to be massive. They're going to have other games to launch around it to be massive. And it's like, look, Halo is not getting delayed. And like I said, the rumor originated from a poll and from Reddit. It came from nowhere else. And the thing is, like, what's more juicy for clicks right now? Halo Infinite getting delayed? Or something, that's good news? It's a shame because, like, I see so many people, like, reaching for bad news just for clicks when there's more positive things to talk about right now. And Halo being delayed isn't even a thing.
I wonder when this forum is going to do a poll about expandable storage. I'm just wondering, man. I have no idea. But yeah, Jamie, I hear you on that, and I feel like Halo Infinite is definitely on track. Dude, I heard it straight from Master Chief's mouth. Like, you cannot get any better than that. Again, shout out to Steve Downs, shout out to Four Guys with Quarters, for letting me do that interview again. So that I am a 2-time interviewer of Master Chief. I still can't believe that. Yeah, but brother, let's get into Discord, because obviously Microsoft wants to. Yeah, dude, rumors about $10 billion or more, and that they are really sitting at the table, and they are trying to purchase Discord. Now, we have people saying that it's all about the community that's active there already. In terms of reasons why Microsoft would be so interested in Discord. For people who don't know, Discord is like a PC, I guess you can say like a communication system. You can get together with your friends, like a party chat. You put up servers. You can do a whole bunch of things communication wise on Discord. And PC gamers use it a lot, to talk to their friends and stuff. I hear that they use it more than anything that like Steam has to offer stuff. It's really popular in the PC space, and it is gaining popularity in the podcasting space, especially gaming news podcasts. And Microsoft seems to be really interested to the point of $10 billion or over, which I was really, really surprised about. So, Jamie, what are your thoughts on, I guess you could say almost inevitable acquisition of Discord? Because I know it's all rumor and everything, but dude, nobody's denying it. It's catching more and more traction day by day. Dude, do you think like the price like that would be worth it? What do you think they're planning to do with Discord, bro?
You know, the funny thing is that when the news went live of that Discord were wanting to be bought, right? That's all the headline was, and like before they go public, they want to be bought. And I made a joke on Twitter saying it was like a reaction of like Arnold Schwarzenegger staring
Mhm.
and then saying, "Oh, this is Microsoft right now." I was joking, and then about 10 minutes later, the news article updated: Microsoft now interested in purchasing Discord. So the thing is, Microsoft's got this weird money, this magic money, like 10 billion of them is just nothing. like Microsoft could buy, like Microsoft could buy like an entire country, like and still have change left. You know, it's weird, man. But like Discord, by the looks of things, it looks like Microsoft wants a social media network because they were going to go for Twitch, not Twitch, TikTok. And then there were Twitter rumors about a year and a half ago that Microsoft may have bought Twitter. That would be interesting. But
That
the
would
whole
be really fun.
yeah, the whole Discord thing, you've got to wonder because like they've got Skype, but Discord's very different than Skype. I don't know, they could really integrate it into gaming because like another thing that occurred to me is like, can't you stream from Discord to YouTube?
I actually, I don't know about if anybody in the chat knows that, definitely hit up the chat and give us the answer because I'm not a Discord aficionado. Okay. When it comes down to it, me and Jamie right now, we're in a Google Meet. I like the Meet because I like, the circle spotlight that it creates. Just one. I don't like that kind of like where the names are listed down the side of the screen and stuff like that. Just my preference when it comes to the look of the shows that are on this channel. Like I prefer the Google Meet way of doing things. But Jamie, I don't know. But how about because you talked about a platform. Now here's the thing. We're all Xbox gamers. We prefer to play on Xbox. That's our platform. And we will criticize things when they need to be criticized, right? And one of the things that has gone on since I would say 2013 with the launch of the One, in the party, when you get over a certain amount of people, the party starts acting crazy. It starts like it'll boot random people out. Random people, it'll kind of like do like this whole connecting wave going up. I've watched the party when it's done this like. And it seems like the more people that you have in there, it gets to a certain point, and then the more people you get into your party after that, it's really not stable. And from what I hear from the PC gamers out there, when it comes to creating a party and having people in Discord, it stays incredibly stable up to its limit, and I don't know what its limit is. But what I'm thinking, Jamie. And I'm tossing this to you, man. You can either throw it right back or you can take it in for a touchdown, right? I'm thinking that with Xbox and their whole Xbox platform being console, PC, and then with cloud streaming, mobile devices and such, I'm thinking that they might use Discord to create a universal party chat system off of that stable structure that Discord has, in order for gamers to be able to talk to other gamers and friends and stuff, no matter what platform they're on, and to make sure that it's stable enough to have, because if you open it up to more platforms and such, you're going to have more people in your party, and they're going to use that to make it more stable, and they're going to put out this universal party chat system based on Discord. What do you think?
Sorry if anyone can hear me laughing. Tom Warren from The Verge. He talks about Microsoft stuff. He posted a video of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Someone's modded the game to have the Suez Canal with a ship stuck in the middle.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the beauty of modern. But yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like Microsoft wants the whole xCloud, PC, and Xbox like integration all together, and like it's proven that PC gamers do use Discord, and
Oh yeah.
the integration could work. I mean, the thing is, like, you're right, party chat can go a bit weird when there's a lot of people in it. And if you remember back to the beginning of the Xbox One generation, party system is all broken. Like you could barely get a party put together, right? So it's like maybe they're looking at this as a long-term thing for Xbox, but as well as enterprise stuff as well. So yeah, I could see that working.
All right, and when it comes down to it, again, because you were talking about how Microsoft wants the social media, uh, do you think this is more? Because this is another thing that's come up. People are like, "Well, this is a Microsoft move. It has nothing to do with gaming." And I'm scratching my head with that because I'm like, "Yo, this is a gamers communication platform that they might spend over $10 billion on," and you're telling me it's not about gaming. That doesn't make sense to me. But Jamie, is this more a Microsoft move or is this more an Xbox move?
I think it's a bit of both because like Twitch, not Twitch, Discord is like literally like a gaming centric thing. Like that's where it originated. When you get Discord Nitro, you get games. So it has to be like some part of the whole Xbox thing. And the thing is, Phil has said in the past that he would like Discord integration into Xbox. So, I mean, it looks likely to me.
Yeah, and for people who are like, this is strictly a Microsoft move. I don't get that when it's like this platform is literally tied into gaming. That does not make any sense to me. So anybody out there is like, oh, this is just strictly a Microsoft move. It's all about the community and stuff like that. I don't agree with you guys because it is so closely tied, to gaming, to gamers and stuff like that. Joseph, I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Skype, and even Jez Corden, came out and said, "Why is everybody saying, rest in peace, like Skype?" Microsoft supported Skype for a while, and like I don't know what happened with the Skype like studio, the people that were that work on that and try to improve it and evolve it or whatnot. But they just really didn't do anything moving forward. So I don't know what you're talking about with that. With Mixer, I wish Mixer was still around, man. I'm going to be really, really honest with you. The quality of the streams, the ease of use, having like Mixer inherently inside the system where, it's in the UI and stuff like that. It was really, really easy to use. It was really nice to get up and just be able to start streaming like that. I was hoping that they would have expanded it, that you can download like overlays and stuff, or kind of set up overlays on your computer that would kind of be shared to the system and put over your stream, stuff like that. I was hoping that they would expand it more. So I'm actually kind of disappointed that Mixer is gone. I'm just being honest with you on that one. But I don't know. It's interesting. I'm hoping that it is to make like that universal party system. And Jamie, think about this, because you could set up like servers with Discord. You could have different channels that do different things with Discord. Dude, wouldn't it be cool to have your party system for your console? And you have the ability to set up servers, set up like an audio channel, set up a video channel where, you can use webcams and just like bullshit with your friends and stuff like that. And really kind of like having it on your console, but being so expansive that you can do things beyond like gaming with it in terms of communicating with your friends.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to have like like be part of a group and be able to send GIFs or screenshots and stuff. Because like the activity feed on Xbox right now is super hidden, right? Like I have no idea how to find the activity feed on an Xbox, and I know everything about Xbox. But like a few updates ago, like the activity feed was literally this long string of like literally a feed of people's screenshots and like and posts and stuff. I have no idea where that's at now. But if they integrated Discord, they could do that a lot easier. And again, screenshots, GIFs, videos, like how you can have groups on Xbox. Well, groups could be part of Discord. So like I don't know, let's just say a Halo group, right? A Halo group would probably be more active on a Discord server than the Xbox group page. So people could find, and they could use this for like LFG and stuff. They could find it easy to like group it, find people to play Halo with or have matches and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they could go really far with this. It's not just an enterprise thing. Like Discord is purely not an enterprise thing. And the thing is, the whole Skype meme or they killed Skype. It's like I use Skype for work. Like people just like to say like the fact that Zoom kicked off last year and think, oh well, Skype's ruined. It's like no, millions of people use Skype. It's a useful tool. And the thing is, the whole Mixer thing. Look, I loved Mixer. The lag was next to non-existent. It was clearer, right? And the thing is, right, when it comes to Mixer was very unsustainable if you think about it. People uploading all this footage every single day via streaming. And when you go to the game section, it showed you a number of how many people were watching each game. There was like thousands on Fortnite for whenever Ninja was streaming. And then every other game would be like 190 or something. And it's like each streamer had like, maybe like 2 streams, two people watching, 4 people watching. Yeah, there were people with a few thousand followers, but like there weren't the Twitch numbers there. And I'm going to have a rant here. People complain about YouTube not having competition because people themselves won't allow it. It was the same with Twitch. People say, oh, Twitch is over party, but they were unwilling to move to Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Humans are unwilling to change. And that's a fact. People complain about YouTube every day, but did they support Daily Motion? No. Did they support Firestory? No. Did they support Vimeo? Nope. Nope. Did they support Mixer? No. Whenever there's a Twitch is over party hashtag, nobody moved to bloody Mixer. People just said it for likes. And the thing is, it's different with the whole Skype thing because Skype's mainly used for enterprise. So I don't really see the connection there. It's like Mixer was unsustainable. Skype is a completely different beast.
Nice, brother. Yo, I do want to say shout out to my brother 108 Dragons. What is up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Yo, people are having a discussion about this. Yo, I'm it's crazy how many gamers are interested in the Discord story. Like, yo, it's been an active thing on social media, on Twitter, ever since kind of like the first rumor, and it's only kind of like it's gaining momentum. Microsoft's been making some crazy moves lately, man, and like you can't even I don't even know where they're gonna go next with it. Yeah, I really don't. But Jamie, can I interest you in a possible rant real quick of my own? Something I'm upset with. I'm mad at Activision, brother. I am mad at Activision.
We all?
I'm mad at Activision. Now, usually Activision does not affect me because I don't deal with Call of Duty. Okay, I'm not a Call of Duty guy, so Activision doesn't usually affect me. But Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered just came out with their Series X, Series S kind of like upgrade. And when I saw that came out, I got really excited. Now, I was one of the people, I got Tony Hawk 1 and 2 first day. I pre-ordered it. I didn't get like the digital deluxe version. Can you see where I'm going with this? Can you see why I'm upset right now? It seems that for people who did put in their money, just for the regular edition or whatnot, they don't get the enhancements here. They don't get the Xbox Series X, Series S enhancements, and I was upset about that, bro. Like the only way to do it is to pay $10 extra in order to get that. Now, to some people, that's not a lot of money. To a lot of people, that is not a lot of money. We all know gaming is an expensive hobby. I understand that. But in this world now, and everything that's going on, with this game, I am upset that they are charging for this. And I gotta say, like the upgrades look really good, up to 120 frames per second. You're looking at 1440p to 4K. A lot of good stuff going on here in this upgrade. But Jane, am I wrong for feeling like I shouldn't have to pay for this? I feel like I already paid for it. Possibly, like we're getting the system. Now, no, shout out to my brother Viper. He got me the system. But you know what I'm saying. For most people, they bought the system, stuff like that. And they grabbed Tony Hawk early, and I know a lot of them were thinking, well, when the new systems come out, it's going to run better, it's going to look better, all that good stuff. And for people who bought the regular edition, you don't get any of that until you fork over money to that paywall and pay that $10 to get the extra goodies for the system that you have right now. I'm upset about that, man. I was looking forward to playing this game and just kind of like downloading the update, and I'm to the point where, you know what, Activision's not getting my $10, man. I want to know, what do you think about that, man? Like, do you think that's fair? Do you think like Xbox can come in, because you know them with their smart delivery and how they feel about playing your games, how they feel about your games library, and kind of it getting better and stuff as you get like newer systems. Is there anything Xbox can do to kind of get Activision to be like, yo, dude, calm down here, man. Just put out the upgrade for everybody.
I'm a very positive guy, right? If anyone's been listening to me for a while or follow me on Twitter, I'm a positive guy. I believe in, like, not sounding hippie-ish, but if you're positive, you tend to be in a better mood. But I could not be happier to throw Activision underneath the metaphorical bus at any given opportunity. I cannot stand Activision. They can go do something. Look, here's the problem, right? Activision, they don't give a F, right? Bobby Kotick is getting a $200 million bonus while 50 plus people got sacked. And do you know those people? Do you know what they got? They got a bloody gift card for the bloody microtransaction store on Overwatch. Like that, like goodbye. Here's some money for microtransactions. Here's your severance pay. And it's like Activision don't care. Like, whenever we pay like these little $10 upgrade fees for games, going straight into Bobby Kotick's pocket. And unfortunately, the whole smart delivery thing, it's awesome. And Microsoft along with Cyberpunk, they said straight away, smart delivery, everyone gets the upgrade for free. And that was putting pressure on other developers. The truth is, Activision, they don't give an F, right? They don't care. They want your extra money. And it's like, I've ranted on podcasts before, like, the price of games in the UK have gone up almost £25 in the past generation, right? That's a lot of money for a game increase, right? And, like, if you wanted the next generation version of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, you're going to pay like £70, as opposed to buying Black Ops 2 on the 360 for $37, right? It's ridiculous. Activision, they don't care. Smart delivery is an option for developers. They don't have to take that route. But if developers do take that route, they get this thing called goodwill. Activision don't have any at all. Ever. Never will. Never has. And it's unfortunate because, like, people buying these games now, like we in the middle of a bloody pandemic, we buy a game, we want to get the free upgrade, stop charging us for crap later on that they don't need to charge us. That's the thing. They don't need to charge us. They've already got their hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. They don't need the money, but they're still charging for this. And people are having issues with the downloads. They're getting the wrong version of the game just because Activision, they couldn't be asked. They half-ass everything. People love to buy Call of Duty in bulk. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars. The game makes $1 billion every year, yet each title costs them between $30 and $70 million to make. The quality of life features are never there. Each game that they make that isn't named Call of Duty or Overwatch doesn't get marketing right properly. The amount of games during the 360 generation just died because they never got advertised. Remember the game Singularity? Never got advertised on TV in the UK. No bus stop signs, no nothing. Nada, zip, zilch. Activision don't give a crap. They don't give a crap. They just want your money. So they're charging a little bit extra so you can get a better version of the game you already fucking own. And it's a shame because, look, as much as I like to throw Square Enix under the bus for every time they mess up, we're getting free upgrades for Marvel's Avengers, a game that people claim to be dead. But hey, free upgrades.
That is a great example because they did that upgrade, no lie. Avengers is on my Series S, my internal memory. I was actually playing it today. All right, so that right there, the free upgrade gets people back into the game, gets them back talking about the game, letting their friends know about the game, and then in turn, their friends are out there buying the game now as well.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's a shame. Like you bought the Tony Hawk game thinking, oh, you can get this game upgrade. We expect games to be upgraded for free, and we were conditioned during the Xbox One generation with the Xbox One X. These upgrades should not cost money. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Because when someone buys a 3090, do they have to pay for the Ultra Pack? No, they bloody don't. We have to pay for better versions of games. No fucking reason. And the thing is, it's not like these developers are going, "Hey, we need this money to survive." It's like, no, this isn't the 360 generation. During the 360 generation, we had games ranging from 2-bit indie games all the way to AAA and everything in between. Now we have indie games and AAA and maybe the occasional AA game. They don't need the extra money for these upgrades. They just don't. They don't. And every day I see people defending it, and it's ridiculous. And the thing is, like, they're charging for a patch. Like, really think about that. They're charging for a patch. We're seeing other developers do this, and it's ridiculous. Call of Duty should not cost nearly £70 in the UK. It just shouldn't. I do not like Activision. I do not.
I
And
can
it's a
definitely
shame.
tell. I can definitely tell that, brother.
And here's the thing. I really hope they feel the pain this year when they launch their World War II game in a time when everyone's sick of World War II games. Oh my God. I'm going to have another rant. Call of Duty, right? Moving to World War II makes no bloody sense. Because during the 360 generation, do you know what I heard all the time? Oh, I'm sick of Modern Warfare. I'm sick of this modern setting. So in the Xbox One generation, we got a few World War II games. Like, look at Battlefield. Battlefield 1 moving to Battlefield 5, going from World War 1 to World War 2, almost tanked the bloody franchise. Nobody talks about Battlefield anymore. That's why there's hype for this new game, because it's going to be a modern setting. But Call of Duty moving to a World War II setting, please. I don't need that rubbish. Like, and the thing is, I like Call of Duty games for the campaigns. I can't see them doing another good, like, World War II setting. It's like, I'm sick of those old-timey guns. And hell, they had a bloody thing in Call of Duty World War II where you would get an achievement if you watched 5 people open up loot boxes. What the hell is that? I don't like Activision. They're very scummy, extremely scummy developer.
I got you, brother. I got you. I do say we did start a little bit late. I'm interested in something you put in the DM, Jamie, and you need to clarify it for me. Now, for people who don't know, when I work, when I do my real job, my paycheck job, right? I work 12 hours a day, 2 days on, 2 days off. So sometimes things kind of slip through the cracks. I don't get like the entire information. But Jamie, you're talking about JRPGs skipping over the Xbox platform still, and I don't know what you're talking about, man. What is going on, bro?
Okay, so there's a few. There's always these new remasters being announced recently by Square Enix, and now I get to throw Square Enix under the bus, which is lovely.
Yeah, dude, it's a double whammy today for that.
Yeah, and like the games are coming to other platforms and iOS and Stadia, but skipping Xbox when all they have to do is just do a simple port. And the thing is, I've noticed this little trend where, oh no, a game won't come to Xbox, but it'll come to Game Pass. So I'm thinking Square Enix is looking at the upfront price and costs of Game Pass and using that as basically, oh, we'll put this game on Xbox if we get the money upfront. Because this whole term of Xbox guys don't buy Japanese games. We can't buy the bloody Japanese games if we don't get Japanese games on the console. Again, I knew people that didn't know Final Fantasy 15 launched on Xbox because it was never advertised. It's just ridiculous because these games, they would sell. Yakuza has a bloody sustainable fan base on Xbox now because it was launched the right way. They launched 0, 1, 2, 3, and then we got Like a Dragon. And then there's a fan base that went out to buy it. Like, I know people that bought Like a Dragon because they like Yakuza now. And I see people in the Xbox community talking about Yakuza all the time. And now they're excited for Judgment. And now they want more Yakuza games to come to the platform. Whenever I talk about Yakuza on Twitter, people want more. And that was the right way to do it. But it's like Square Enix and like, I can't really necessarily just fully blame Square. It's like they do these time deals, like Final Fantasy 16, right? Isn't going to come to Xbox till like a year after the other platform or whatever. Oh, sorry, 2 years. When that game eventually does come to Xbox, it's going to get no marketing whatsoever because it'll have missed the hype cycle, and it's not going to sell well because it'll have missed the hype cycle. And it's a shame because, like, I see people asking for more JRPGs on Xbox, and people are asking, but they're not willing to put the games on the console unless it's in Game Pass. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame because Square Enix is clearly using Game Pass to get the money up front.
Dude, that man, what games? What game? Do you remember the titles of the games that you're talking about right now?
The Shin Megami Tensei, I know those are the Sega ones, but there's a bunch of games like that. It's like, Persona. Let me talk about Persona. There's a rumor that Persona 5 is coming to Xbox. And there's another rumor that it's coming to Game Pass day one. Again, rumor. But it's like, it makes no sense that these games aren't on Xbox already. Like, Persona 4 Golden, a PS2 game that went to PSP, very popular game. And it's like, when it went to PC, it was like number one. It made millions. And Atlas were like, interesting. And they did nothing with that information. They could have ported these games to other platforms, and they just didn't. It's just these developers are just, they're losing out on easy money. And it's weird because it's like, they can just do a simple port. It doesn't have to be out special. It just port the game directly. It just seems like very little effort for things that they can make money from. It's just weird, man.
I got you, bro. I got you. Yo, and let's see, who was it? I saw it in here. Yo, shout out to RG Viper X because he brought up a game that recently came out. I believe it was on the Switch, and it just came out on Xbox and in Game Pass as well. And that's something that you also put in the DM that you wanted to talk about, which is Octopath Traveler. Now, Octopath, I have not tried it out yet, but there is a buzz in the Xbox community about this game. A lot of people have downloaded it, started playing it, and are playing it right now. There seems to be a lot of buzz going on. Yo, Jamie, have you tried out Octopath yet?
Yeah, it's good. Very good. So it's a 2D, 3D game. Or should I say, the Square called them HD 2D games. But it's very good. Like, this game, like, it was on PC and Switch. No one ever mentioned it coming to other platforms, ever. So when they came out and showed that, the Game Pass game list page a few weeks ago, like, I did a double take. I was like, does that actually say Octopath Traveler? And I zoomed in, and I was like, that definitely says Octopath Traveler. And you can't go wrong with it. It's a good JRPG. It's got voice acting as well, something you don't see in these types of games. It's very good. The art style's great. The music is phenomenal. People should play it. And the thing is, it's in Game Pass. Go play it. It was weird because no one saw this game coming, which is why, like, hopefully the Persona thing's true, because Persona could really picks up some steam on Xbox. And it's like, I see people wanting more, and there's a want for Japanese games on Xbox now. And the whole, these games don't, like, how can these games sell on Xbox if they don't go there? The first mainline Final Fantasy on an Xbox was 13, a game that was pretty divisive.
Yeah. And you can see just from the buzz, because you could blend these together. The buzz with Octopath right now shows that the community out here wants these types of games, wants the Japanese games, and on the platform as well. So again, people, I just see so many people talking about Octopath right now. Like, I'm not sure if the game is going to be my cup of tea, but since it's in Game Pass, I know I'm going to download it at some point in time and give it a try. And you're saying it's worth it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So the fun thing about the game is that with it being called Octopath, the game starts and you can choose between 8 different characters, and each character has their own, like, opening chapters. So you can either play everyone's opening chapter, then the rest of the game, or you can just recruit them after you've played, the opening chapter you've played. So I'm playing as the warrior, and basically, as soon as I've finished his prologue, I can start the other people's prologues, or I can just continue with the main game and then recruit them later on. But literally each character's got a different beginning. So much like Dragon Age Origins, how each character's got like a different starting of the game. It's very well done.
Awesome, bro. So, yo, shout out to the chat. I know RG Viper, the way he said Octopath, I know, he's probably in there playing it. Yo, let us know in the chat if you are playing Octopath Traveler and what you think. Oh, Scarlet Nexus. Yo, Game Genie Prime. Yeah, that is something I'm interested in right there. Scarlet Nexus definitely looks cool. Yo, and shout out to Game Genie Prime. I don't know if you saw it, Jamie, but this is somebody that kind of, just listens in from week to week, doesn't really get involved in the chat. But on everything you said about Activision, said that you just absolutely killed it when it came to, what is going on with Activision. So I just want to let you know that, Jamie.
Well, thanks, Janie Prime. The thing is, I can, as a positive person, I don't really go off a lot. But like when it comes to Activision, I will throw them under the bus any day.
Yo, so shout out to Game Genie. Good to see you. I'm glad you're in the chat. It's cool. I wonder how many people are there in the background that aren't in the chat. Christopher is here. Christopher, you are late, bro. I just want to let you know. Jamie, a game going into Game Pass in a few days. I want to know the hype level for you and what you see from the community. Outriders will be coming in a couple days to Game Pass. I know I'm excited. I'm excited for this. It was a game that I was looking at and I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to spend the $60 on it or whatnot. But if I ever did pick it up, it was a game that I was definitely interested in playing. But now it's going into Game Pass day one. I will be there day one, getting into the story and whatnot. So Jamie, what is your hype level for Outriders coming out in a few days, and what have you seen from the community, bro?
Well, my hype level's a 10. I've been super hyped for this game for well over a year now. The thing is, right, if I were to ask you, name me a single-player, third-person sci-fi RPG that came out last generation that wasn't Mass Effect Andromeda, could you name it?
No.
There you go. That's why I'm excited, because like it's very Mass Effect-y. It's like, let's say people played GTA 3 back in the day. You liked it. You liked the vibe. You liked the open world setting. Well, then later on, you probably dabbled with, Saints Row, a little bit of Watch Dogs, a little bit of Sleeping Dogs, and you like that open worldness. Well, ever since I played Mass Effect in 2007, then 2010, and then 2012, I've always wanted another Mass Effect style game, and I never got that. But with this, it has a lot of Mass Effect in it, which means I'm all over it, right? It's got dialogue choices with optional characters. Yeah, you have this like convoy which you can customize with the skulls of the enemies you've killed and stuff.
Dude, I love that part of it. Customizing the convoy, I'm down.
Yeah, and the best way I can describe it is it's basically if Gears of War had a baby with Mass Effect 3. Like, that's Outriders, and I bloody love it. And, the thing is, there's things about the game I don't like, but they aren't deal breakers, weird loading screens in some areas, the shaky cam during cutscenes, although they are patching that out. But I like the look of the game, man. Again, single-player, third-person, sci-fi RPG, which you can play in co-op if you want, and it's like, there's been this thought around the game that people are just automatically thinking it's a games as a service game. It's a Destiny game. It's a Division game. And it's like, I've been telling people for the past year, it ain't this. Like, I've had full arguments on Twitter because people will... I've gave people the FAQ link on Twitter, and people still don't believe me. And then they've played it, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's like, it's not a games as a service game. Like, the developers said, like, the entire game is there day one. And I can't stand games as a service games anymore. And it's like, you buy the game day one, everything is there, and it even launches with post-campaign content. And it's like, it's all there. It's beautiful. And the thing is, like, a lot of the way they marketed the game didn't really help. But the demo is out there. People can play it. They can transfer the progress into the game day one in just a few days. And it's like, it's cool. It's a cool game. Like it has Gears of War style combat with superpowers. How is that a bad thing? And I'm super hyped for it. And the thing is, with it launching in Game Pass, like it's kind of a risky game because of its marketing. Like people assume it's a games as a service game, so a lot of people probably won't buy it. And I've theorized for a long time, this game probably isn't going to do that well because of what people think it is. But with it being in Game Pass, they're getting some money up front. I already want this to be a long-lasting franchise, and I've played the demo about 5 times. Like, it's going to be a good time. And I think people that like Mass Effect and like Gears should definitely play this.
Dude, I have friends on my friends list that, like, when we get together in a party or whatnot, shout out to you, Killer Scorpion. We'll be like, all right, what are we playing? And they'll be like, yo, you want to play that demo? Because the legendary items that you get when you do play the full game, they transfer over to the full game as well. So you got people like freaking no-lifing a demo right now to get, I believe there's like 10 legendary weapons that you can get in the demo. And they're trying to get all of them before the game comes out, yo. Shout out to you guys for going in and kind of like playing the same missions over and over again, and trying to get those legendary items for when the full game comes out. I can appreciate that because I am a Destiny 2 guy, and I know Jamie said like it's not necessarily like Destiny 2. There is a looter mechanic to this game that is very Destiny 2-ish, in my opinion. And seeing people kind of like embrace that and going in hard on the demo to get that upper hand real quick when the full game comes out and stuff. Yo, shout out to you guys. You guys are hardcore, man. It as you can hear, I'm smiling right now. It brings a smile to my face to see people that dedicated on a demo right now. You know what that tells me, Jamie? That tells me that this game is going to do pretty well on the Xbox platform. What do you think?
Like, I hope. And like you mentioned the whole legendary thing. Funny thing is, I was playing the demo like a week and a half ago, and I got this rifle that so whoever I was shooting, they would get hit by lightning. I never really thought anything of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I found out later it was a legendary weapon.
Dude, so you had a legendary and you didn't even know.
Yeah, like that's how much I'm not into these types of games. Like, I play the game for the story and the combat. I don't really give a crap about, like, I just want to look cool and I want to win. That's it, and but I really enjoy it. And the thing is, like, I've seen people like say they've played the demo like 1,000 times.
Yeah,
literally. Like, and it's like, it's like, calm down, people. It's like, and one of the reasons I didn't play too much of the demo is because, like, when the Division came out, I played the closed alpha, the open alpha, the closed beta, the open beta, and by the time the game came out, I was like, I can't do this again. I just can't.
You burned yourself out. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's one of the things with these types of games. You have to be careful, and I hope more developers do demos like this. Let me transfer my progress day one. Like Dragon Quest 11 or 9 or whatever it is. I've got it mixed up, but Dragon Quest on Xbox, you can play the demo, transfer all your progress into the full game, and the demo is like 10 hours long. So more developers need to do demos like this because it generates hype. Like, more people played the game, realized, oh, it's not this, games as a service game, and they got interested in it. And there's people in my feed now talking about Outriders that never mentioned it before, and that's good in my opinion because more people playing this, more people buying it or whatever. I might see a sequel to this, and the game's just a few days away, man. I'm hyped.
Nice. Well, Jamie, if we can ever get our scheduling together, man, this is a game we can go in together, and we don't game a lot together, bro. So we got to do it, man. We got to do it big.
Definitely.
Nice. Well, guys, we always plan for the show to be about an hour and a half long, and we were a little bit late. I don't know, Jamie, is there anything else you want to talk about, or do you think it's about time to wind the sucker down, man? Let me know.
I want to talk about backwards compatibility quick. So
yes, dude, thank you. Great. Oh, awesome.
So a few days ago, I posted a tweet. It was just a video of like the Xbox 360 startup and said it's cool that I can fire up the 360 and buy games. Right now, everyone took that personal apparently,
Oh no.
because I was literally on my 360. It's still plugged in. I've had a 360 plugged in since 2005. Like, it's not going to change for a while. But I was on my 360 and I was buying some expansions for Batman Arkham Origins, which I'd never played. And man, people got really antsy about that because, another platform holder is rumored to be shutting down their stores. Right? It's not my fault that other platform holders do not care about their legacy. It's not. I'm sorry if people feel that way, but and what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do a song and dance? I'm not going to apologize for buying 360 content. Like, other corporations should be held accountable for shutting down stores and not caring about their legacy, not going up against me on Twitter, because that's not going to do nothing. That's not going to get anything done. And this is the problem. People are willing to throw Xbox under the bus at any minute. People are willing to complain about Xbox every single day. But as soon as another platform does something messy, they're unwilling to talk about it. And as Americans like to say, I see people capping for these other corporations. And it's like speak your mind. Like, talk about these games. Like the thing is, look, we talk about Xbox, but I'm going to talk about a game on another platform, a previous platform that I loved, Metal Gear Solid 4. I bloody love that game. Yes, it's 90% cutscenes, but for what it is, we will never see a game like that ever again. The fact that people will not be able to play that game in the future is heartbreaking, because we have so many games that don't get remasters. Most games don't get remasters. So many games are not going to exist anymore because these stores shutting down, and the stores don't need to shut down, and this shouldn't be happening. Like, I get when a licensed game gets taken away. I understand music, whatever, but it's like these games are part of like the legacy of gaming. Like, they should care more. Microsoft, they care. Like, you can buy and play 360 games on your Xbox One, on your Xbox Series console. You can buy DLC. You can still play multiplayer in those games. And it's like, they should take care of these games more. Like, look, this is an Xbox podcast, but as someone that loves gaming, I want Sony to take care of their back catalogue. Because 20 years from now, 10 years from now, people may never hear of these games ever again and know where to play them. And it's a shame, because the 360 generation specifically had so many good games on all consoles that they'll just be lost to time. And we've seen that with games already on all platforms. So, like, licensed games like Transformers, The Fall of Cybertron, unless you own that on disc on the 360 or other platforms, you can't play it anymore. And it's a shame, because it's just going to happen more and more, and people need to speak up against it, because the second Microsoft does something, like when they were going to raise the price of Xbox Live, people spoke immediately. They made it a hashtag on Twitter immediately. But the second another platform wants to close down their digital stores, which they don't need to, and lose games to time, they're unwilling to say anything. That's capping. And it's a shame, because shouldn't we want people to be able to play these games in the future? Shouldn't we want these other platforms to make their own backwards compatibility program, make those games look and play better on these new platforms? Of course they should. Would it be cool if I could buy another platform and play Metal Gear Solid 4 in 4K? Hell yeah. But it's not happening, because no one else is putting the effort in. And it's a shame, because these companies are bloody accountable for their legacies.
And I didn't know where you were going to go with the whole backwards compatible thing. And we talked about it very briefly before we went live. I'm wondering, me myself, with the backwards compatibility thing, we know we're in the Xbox Series generation, the Series X, the Series S. We all know, back in the Xbox One generation, Microsoft and Xbox, they opened up the backwards compatibility program, right? And with that program, they started putting in, 360 games, OG Xbox games, and they really started bringing those libraries up to today. Not necessarily remasters, but they found ways to improve the fidelity, all that good stuff, without going in and messing with the code of the game. Now, they started gearing up for the Series X, so they said that they were pretty much going away from that program, and they're trying, to make sure that the Xbox One games would run, well on the Series X and the Series S and stuff. I thought we were going to go to whether or not they're going to bring the backwards compatibility program back and start bringing in more games from the 360 and the original Xbox. That is a question to me, and part of it is a jealous question. Is a personal question. It's a personal question for me because there's a game on the OG Xbox that I've wanted on backwards compatible, and it was made by Ninja Theory. Okay, so since it was made by Ninja Theory, who is now a first-party studio, I'm wondering why this game is not in the back compat kind of like library, and that would be Kung Fu Chaos. Kung Fu Chaos on the original Xbox was one of my absolute favorite games. Yes, it was a smaller title, but it was a small title that, in my opinion, packed a pretty big punch, man. I really enjoyed playing that game. There were other the Fear franchise on the 360 as well. So to me, there's still titles out there that I know I want in the backwards to be backwards compatible. Even with the Series X, Series S, and stuff like that. So, Jamie, what do you think, man? Do you think they're absolutely done here with bringing 360 and OG Xbox games to the community through the backwards compatible program, or do you think the program's done, or do you think this is gonna kick back up again at some point in time within this generation, bro?
That's a good question, man. I think it'll do pick up eventually because they have, hinted at the past that we could see more games return. But I think at the minute is focus on sustainability of these titles because, again, I'm still getting 360 games updates occasionally, stability updates. So clearly these games need, more patches and stuff to get them working 100%. But also we have to look at Microsoft. They've been rolling out the FPS boost program. So I think, while the Xbox Series consoles are still quote unquote new, I think they're going to continue to roll out these frames per second boosts. So I think once that calms down a bit, we will see new titles. And you're right. There's a bunch of titles by games that Microsoft own now, like Microsoft own like Bethesda, for instance. So they also made Star Trek Legacy, Wet, stuff like that. Which why can't we have those backwards compatible? Like you said, Kung Fu Chaos. Why not that?
Dude, that was. Did you play that game?
Unfortunately, not.
Oh, dude, it was such a good game.
But again, that's the beauty of backwards compatibility. If they added that, I'd be able to play it.
Yo, real quick. I don't mean to interrupt, but I am like a fanboy for that title. So, yo, shout out to the chat, guys. Let me know if you have experienced Kung Fu Chaos. If you played it on the OG Xbox, hit the chat. Let me know your experience and what you thought about that game. But go ahead, Jamie. My bad. I had to throw it out there to the community, bro.
There's just a lot of titles which we're missing on the platform. Like you mentioned, the Fear series. Why isn't that backwards compatible? Condemned 2. I don't think that's backwards compatible. Alone in the Dark, not backwards compatible. Max Bloody Pain 3. Right? Has anyone played that? Game's amazing. There's still no game today with animations that good. You can dual wield anything. The slow motion diving is amazing. Stuff like that. I'm wanting Binary Domain to be backwards compatible because it's a Gears style game where you're fighting giant robots and we don't have anything like that on the platform. And I'm keep talking about it because I want it to be a thing. Although we might get a remaster of that. But hey, I want it backwards compatible as well so I can double on achievements. But it's like, why can't we have more of these games? Because I understand the licensed titles thing, right? I understand movie licensed titles. But it's like, Sega made Captain America Super Soldier. That was a Batman Arkham style game. It was so good, yet lost to time. And I don't know, maybe we could get those games back or something. It's just a shame because, you can look at the 360 era and we had so many titles that we just don't have access to now. But I do think they'll get back to the program because there's still a lot of people. Every time I say I want a game backwards compatible, I always get one or two people that are Microsoft execs saying, "Oh, I want this as well." It's like people clearly still want some of these games. I'm looking at my shelf right now. Medal of Honor 2010. bloody good FPS campaign, and that's an EA game. Why isn't that backwards compatible? Shouldn't that be easier? Like, I don't remember licensed music being in that one. And the thing is, let's talk about the games we do have access to, like Splinter Cell. I talk about backwards compatibility all the time.
Dude, I just started playing Conviction
Oh, it's
last
so
night.
good. It's 24 the game basically.
Yo, for
but
real,
it's like-
and I love the aspect of when you're hiding in the shadows, the game turns black and white, and as you start getting into the light, you start getting more and more color on the screen to show like how visible you are. I think that is awesome. Jamie, real quick, I just want to shout out Sir X-Man and Sir X-Man and Blue Shell for the super chats. Now, Sir X-Man, shout out to you, brother, for hitting up that super chat. He says, on my way back from Kansas City. He said, I need you to entertain me for the next 6 hours. 6 hours. He said, keep your podcast going that long, buddy. Yo, Sir X-Man, I would love to. But I got work tomorrow, and I don't think Jamie wants to go live for 6 hours tonight, man. So you will have us for as long as you have us. But see, there's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You could go back to the beginning and replay it. And you could do that for as long as your trip is, bro. And you will be entertained on the 5th or 6th time as much as you were on the first time. I almost guarantee it. You like how I said almost. And shout out to the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell hitting up that super chat, brother. Thank you for the support. He said, too many corporate frauds for gaming to be what it should, and and I am not just talking about the blank ones, all right? Though they help Xbox gaming either. All right, I got what you're saying. There's too many corporate frauds out there for gaming to be what it should, and even for a specific stable, we'll say, of people. Yo, shout out to you, brother. Definitely appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much for the support, bro. I just had to do that before because Sir X-Man said no more super chats for me in all caps. I'm like, dude, I saw it. We're talking right now, and I was gonna give him his due as soon as we were done. You know what I'm saying, Jamie?
Yeah, and look, you know what? I talk about backwards compatibility all the time because if it wasn't for backwards compatibility, I would not have a new Splinter Cell or any Splinter Cell to play.
Yeah.
But like every single Splinter Cell is X enhanced, right? So Conviction looks amazing. Oh, by the way, automatic HDR on Conviction, spectacular. Blacklist is, that's 4K. It looks fantastic. Do you know what? Blacklist is Unreal 2.5. It's not even Unreal Engine 3, and it still looks good.
Wow.
But it's like, look at like those games had influences, right? So Conviction was one of the first games that used the environment is where they would, display the game's objectives. So it would show you a building in the distance where you start the game, and it'll say like, go to this building or something. And it's like they literally projected onto the side of the building. It's like, I've seen films use that technique because of Conviction. And it's like, these games are just so influential. It's like, I wouldn't be able to get my Splinter Cell on if it wasn't for backwards compatibility. And the fact that they're 4K, all of them are 4K. And here's the thing, a lot of people don't know this, is that back in the early 2000s and before that, whenever a console got a port, it sometimes was a completely different game. So if you played Double Agent on the Xbox 360, if you get the original Xbox version, which is also enhanced, that is literally a different storyline and a different game completely. That's preservation. We have the same game with two different names. That's actually two completely separate titles.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like back in those days, whenever a consoles got ports, it was sometimes a completely different game. Now that's a different situation, but it's like back then, it's again, games lost to time, and you can play that in 4K, and it's like, it's such a cool thing, and it's a shame that more manufacturers aren't doing this because, again, Metal Gear Solid 4, I would love to be able to fire that up on a new console with HDR, but no one's doing it. And we will see more titles in the future, I think, by Microsoft. Again, games by Bethesda, Ninja Theory and stuff. Why not have them backwards compatible? Why can't we have things like what's that spy RPG made by Obsidian.
Hold on.
Alpha Protocol.
Oh, all right.
Like,
My mind was drawing a blank on that one, bro. Yo, I was too busy getting insulted by Sir X-Man one more time with the super chat. He said, "Come on, bro. You know, I gotta listen to the metal on a road trip. If I really listened to you for 6 hours, you think I'd be awake?" Yo, that's mean, bro. That's mean. He didn't put you in that, Jamie. That was all on me. He said I'd put him to sleep, bro.
but it's like it's just a shame because I want people to be vocal about this stuff, and it's like, look, we are an Xbox show, but wouldn't it be cool to have more games available on these platforms?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would. And it's like I like people took what I said the other day on Twitter personally because it just happened to be around the same time we have these rumors. It's like, no, I buy stuff on the 360 all the time. And guess what? When Microsoft decide to shut down their servers, or if they do one day, I'll mention it. But as of right now, I don't have to worry about that stuff. I just have to worry about what game's getting an FPS boost next. Do I need to make more hard drive space? You know, that's all I have to worry about as a gamer right now.
Yeah, my hard drive space is actually it's starting to get crucial now. Like I plugged in an external that had, you know, a bunch of my games on it and stuff, and now I'm switching it back and forth. And I got to say, that's not as quick and seamless as people out there try to make it out to be. Like that switching it from the hard drive to the internal, it does take time. It definitely does. So.
But at least you can do it.
Yeah, no doubt. And if I don't want to do it, if I just want to play the game, I can automatically play the game from the external hard drive. I just won't get, you know, the quicker like load times and stuff like that. So if I really just want to jump in on the game and play it on the Series S, I don't have to switch it over if I don't want to. You know, if I just want to get in on it. So I mean, that is the thing. Sir X-Man hit up the super chat. He said, "I love my backwards compatibility." That is one thing about Sir X-Man. He plays all types of games from all generations, man. He will talk about games like I didn't even know about, you know, stuff like that. So, shout out to him, man. He is not lying. He is all in on games from like all different time periods. Yeah.
You know, if this'll shock people. So I want people to picture this, right? The Xbox One generation started. We had no backwards compatibility. You go to the Xbox store back then, on launch day, there was about 23 games in the store, right? Really think about that. That's all you had to play on pretty much either platform. 23 games, 22 games. So imagine if we started this generation with zero backwards compatibility. Can you imagine how barren those stores would look? Yeah, there'd be some cool stuff in there, but my God, it would be nowhere near to the games that we have now. Like, you open up a store right now, you have thousands of games. Even on other platforms, thousands of games thanks to backwards compatibility. Like, people should want this. There's nothing wrong with having more games. You open up Steam, you have games going back to, like, Zork. You know, it's like, it's okay to have more choice, you know? And the fact that, you know, we're going to see more games over time get resolution boosts, at least what I'm hoping, like, it's a cool thing. And you can't really say this is a bad thing.
No, not at all. Yo, shout out to my brother Viper. That comment is for another show chat, like, you know, next podcast or something like that. I hear what you're saying, bro, but I just read that and I'm like, dude, come on, man. Yo. Yo. Hold on real quick. Let me do that.
You know, the Game Pass for $1 thing sounds silly now, doesn't it?
Oh, no. Guys, on that note, I think it is time to wind this sucker down. Yo, shout out to the chat. You guys have been absolutely amazing tonight. The interaction, the back and forth, you know, about the topics and stuff like that. You guys are absolutely amazing. It is another show in the books. And yo, Jamie, just to let you know, my plant is shutting down for a week. My job's shutting down for a week for inventory. So next weekend, if you are down, we can actually do another episode. We don't have to skip a Sunday. We can do another episode next weekend. And then the weekend after that, I actually have the weekend off. So we'll talk, behind the scenes or whatnot. But if you want to do a couple consecutive Series X podcasts on Sunday, I'll actually be around for that. I am not working every other weekend, man. So I'm excited. That means I'm gonna get some gaming in. I think that's one of the reasons why I started Splinter Cell Conviction. And Jamie, the funny thing is, when I started Splinter Cell Conviction, I thought about you, bro, because the reason why I started it is because there isn't another Splinter Cell. I was like, let me get a Splinter Cell that I haven't beaten. Let me download one I haven't beaten yet. I believe Conviction was given as a Games with Gold at one point in time, which is how I got it. And so far, brother, I am not disappointed. And like you said, the auto HDR, the game, the colors really kind of like pop, and the style to this game, and how when you're in the shadows it's black and white, and then when you go into the light is when you see the color, like that type of style really caters to high dynamic range, man. Like that really, when you do get the color in there, it's like, whoa, that's bright, that's colorful. Wow, that looks insane.
Quick question: what do you think of the interrogations?
Dude, I like them. I know the first one that I did, I brought the guy to the urinal first and foremost, and I interrogated him using a couple hits with the urinal or whatever. Then I started looking around, and I went to the wall, and then I went over to kind of like the stalls. And the funny thing was, like, he smacked his head into the stall, and then he kneed his head into the stall, which opened the stall, and there was somebody in the bathroom. There was somebody on the toilet that jumped when like his head kind of like knocked open the door or whatnot. I think it's really cool how like it runs so seamlessly in the environment and whatever you're close to. So far, I didn't see any hitching or jittering, like, oh, I got to go over here or anything like that. The animation was nice and fluid and stuff, man. So far, dude, I have no complaints. This is a crazy story so far, bro.
Yeah, it's good. And the reason I yap on about these games so much is that as someone that's going through Ghost Recon Breakpoint right now, Splinter Cell Conviction and Blacklist are smoother gameplay experiences. And like Blacklist turns 8 years old this year. And it's like it's a shame because like Ubisoft, they clearly had talent for Splinter Cell games. Yep, they're doing nothing with the franchise. I swear to God, right? If we see another Ubisoft Connect this year and I see those green goggles not followed by a game, I'm gonna kick off.
I gotta reserve you for that show, bro, because like I need that on my channel, man. If that does happen, but I also it would be cool to have the opposite. If you see those green goggles and they do announce a new game, I would love to see that reaction as well, bro. You see what I'm saying?
I'd probably faint.
Be like, Jamie, I think he fainted, guys. But yeah, so again, shout out to you guys. Jamie, you are a YouTuber, bro. I know this. I know there's people in the community that know this, but for people who don't know, you gotta let them know your YouTube channel. You gotta let them know where you are on social media. They gotta hook up with you to talk games somewhere, and you're gonna tell them how right now, right?
Yeah, man, it's been an awesome show, and again, I can do next week. Just letting you know. Always free to do the show, and yeah, so my YouTube is The Elusive Gamer. It's just Xbox stuff. I made a video the other day. I've got another one coming out either tomorrow or Tuesday. But again, weekly Xbox content. I'm trying to work to a way to get out 5 videos a week, which is going to be extremely time consuming. But I'm working on the process right now. But if you want positive or fair Xbox stuff, I've got that on my channel, and that's The Elusive Gamer on YouTube. And my Twitter is Jamie Moran UK, where it's again just gaming stuff.
Nice, brother. And shout out to Game Genie Prime. And I got to agree with Game Genie on this one in the chat. He said there is absolutely no reason we should go a generation without a Splinter Cell game. Shout out to you, brother. I am in your corner wholeheartedly when it comes to that. Yeah, no, we didn't get a Splinter Cell at all last gen, but we did have Sam Fisher guest starring in mobile games and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just made him. I just made Jamie groan like, yeah. And of course, guys, you know where to find me right here. You are on my channel right now. And if you haven't subscribed, you should definitely subscribe. I would say I don't know what you're waiting for, but I'm not going to put that pressure on you guys. This is the home of the Series X podcast. Not only that, it is the home of the next podcast, which is every Thursday, 8 p.m., which is prime time. Of course, that's Eastern time, by the way. When it comes to the Series X, you already heard it from Jamie. We usually skip a Sunday because I have to work. And, being that Jamie lives all the way over there in Europe, across the pond or whatnot, the times just doesn't really add up. But the next couple weekends, I will be home. So, guys, be on the lookout. We will be here for the Series X podcast. I am excited, man. We haven't done consecutive shows in a while, bro. So, I'm already, thinking about things to talk about, next Sunday, of course, as well as like the new news that'll be, coming out this week as well. So, yo, shout out to Viper for that. He said Mr. Moran and Mr. 448 are awesome. Viper, you are awesome, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us on this Sunday night. But, gamers got a game, and I'm going to end the show the way I was told I needed to end this show after the first episode. Guys, keep it gaming. And as always, keep it Xbox. Have a great night, everybody.